Hi, and welcome to Frugalful, a budgeting channel here in this wee corner of YouTube. My name's Lara, and it's a pleasure to chat to you today about something on this Thankfulness Thursday that I am thankful for every single day. It's something that is a big part of my life that I gain so much satisfaction and pleasure from, and I hope you do too. And that is music. So music is just, it's just such an amazing thing that is either free or very cheap. So I don't know about you, but it's something that every day at some point I listen to music, and there's just such a wealth of resources out there to be able to hear new artists, to be able to try out hearing songs you've never heard before. And I know that these days a lot of music's digitized, which I kind of have mixed feelings about. I think there are amazing things about it, but I do still enjoy the whole experience of CDs, even very occasionally cassette tapes, but extremely occasionally. But I do still love CDs and the radio, very, very occasionally records. Although the first time round they were before my time, but I do have a few records because I have a hi-fi which has a record player, radio, cassette player and CD player. I got it through bartering years and years ago. I'm pretty sure the barter was a bunch of bananas. And yeah, I think it's a brilliant hi-fi. It's lasting really well. So because of that, I've ended up picking a few secondhand records up in the last 5+ years. Don't have all that many, but it's a nice experience moving the wee lever across the neat and putting it down, and the wee needle kind of comes down, and sometimes it's like this kind of crackly thing before the song starts. Yeah, it's definitely a novelty. It's a bit of fun. So actually, when I think about it, my frugal ways would have began when I was about 10 years old. And it was when I used to have a ghetto blaster and blank cassette tapes. I used to love recording songs off the radio. I used to love listening to the charts and different stuff on the radio. And as I say, I would tape my favourites and make my own mixed tapes. I've got such fond memories of those times. And I used to love recording computer game music as well. That was really fun. And then, of course, sometimes as well, listening to it, if you sort of half held down the button, it could do it all sped up, which was quite funny. And I used to love my Walkman. I was inseparable from my Walkman till I was about 21. I used to love listening to cassettes. And then when it got to the end, the more modern Walkmans would automatically go round to side B. I don't know, there must have been some wee mechanism so you could just carry on. But I used to, when I was at uni, I used to go to the gym with my Walkman. And I remember the albums I used to listen to when I was having a workout. So that was about 20 years ago. So about 30 years ago was when I started using cassettes. About 20 years ago was the last time I went to the gym. In fact, it's probably more like 21 years ago now. I still love to walk and listen to music while walking, but no, not working out at the gym. Those days have passed. But when I used to go swimming regularly last year, I loved it when they had the aqua aerobics on in another part of the pool and they'd be playing music. Exercising with music on is definitely, I feel for me, it's more enjoyable and fun. Quite like to listen to podcasts occasionally when out for a walk, but usually I'll go for music. And I'll sort of say why I love music so much in a second, but just carrying on with this wee nostalgia trip. So those frugal ways began with the mixed tapes, but it also began with saving up all my pocket money and we used to have a shop in the UK called Woolworths, and they used to sell pick and mix sweets. So quite often we would, my brother and I would go for a swim. And after we'd gone for a swim, we'd go across to Woolworths and we could use a bit of pocket money for a pick and mix of the sweets. It was back in the day when the sweets were penny sweets, or they were weighed out and they didn't cost an arm and a leg. And it's really expensive for pick and mix these days by weight. So it's not something I really would do now. Maybe occasionally on holiday for the alphabet candy letters because they're mega nostalgic, but definitely very expensive. So one of the other perks was going across to Woolies and with my pocket money seeing if I could find any of the singles that had come out that I was really, really into, that were in the sort of like the singles that had come out a wee while ago. There was like a kind of bargain bin, so you could get them reduced, and sometimes there were sales on albums. It took me a while to save up for my first album, but I remember the satisfaction of doing that, and I absolutely loved listening to CDs. And I had a Discman, I think, from about 15 or 16. It's not as portable, but that was great when I was in my room with my headphones on. And what I also used to love it around that point was going to the local library where you could borrow CDs out on loan, like a book. And that way I explored loads of different kinds of music, and I discovered loads of artists that I really, really liked. There were a few kind of albums that were not my thing, but hey, you have to try a few things to see what's for you and what isn't. But I've got, again, very fond memories of that, and it was completely free, and it was a great introduction to a wide range of music, as was the radio. I'm grateful that I was brought up with the radio on in the background often, and that exposed me to a lot of music from, I would say, probably mostly 60s onwards. And that is really great because there's a lot of great music from the 60s onwards. Actually, even before that, there's fantastic music as well. So I'm really grateful that I had a bit of a background and grounding in that through the exposure to hearing the radio at home growing up, and also hearing my parents and other relatives' music as well. The things that they played that I enjoyed, I'll always be grateful for those experiences. So, oh, hello you. There's a Bella. Hello. She's like, oh, I want fed again. She's a cheeky one. So, yeah, and then, so kind of that was the way I experienced music growing up. And then, of course, with friends as well, like sharing about bands we enjoyed, and on my jotter at school, because at school we had to tell us in the comments below if you did this at school, but we had to wrap our jotters. We had to put wrapping paper on our jotters. So when I think back about it, it's kind of a bit peculiar really, but I quite liked doing that. It kind of personalised our jotters. But yeah, I used to like writing it on the inside and writing down the bands I liked and that kind of thing, sort of doodling. But yeah, we had a lot of fun, my friends and I, listening to music together as well, and kind of sharing with each other the stuff we were into and learning from each other as well. That was really fun. Didn't do that so much with my friends at uni. We had quite different tastes in music, mostly. But I do remember in third year singing in a band. Actually, in fifth and sixth year at school too, I sang in a band. But it was so fun. It was just for a bit of a laugh. It wasn't anything serious, but it was great. And also music as well to sing. Like, for example, we had choirs at school, and I'll always be really grateful that I got to experience doing that. That was free as well because I went to a state school. So it was a real gift to be able to join in singing in the choirs. And since school, I've been in a couple of smaller choirs for short periods as well. And it was a really lovely experience. I really loved singing in a group with people, and also for a short time doing amateur dramatics as well. It was really, really enjoyable to be able to sing and perform doing that. Not, I mean, amateur is the word, I was, but it was really fun. And that kind of feeling you get, everyone singing together, it's a great feeling. I can't describe it, actually. So now we've kind of come into times, modern times, that the music's digital. So there's things like Spotify and YouTube and all these different ways. I know that the adverts can be a bit annoying, but I'm really, really grateful that it gives access to not an infinite amount, but it feels like it sometimes. There are so many different things out there that I never even knew about, that I've discovered through of music through the likes of Spotify, but particularly through YouTube. And I'm really grateful for that. And it's something that is completely free and frugal, as long as you can tolerate the adverts. But I've just kind of got used to that now, and I'll just let it do its countdown and then I skip them. And it's just, I feel it's a real gift, because it's been a great way to discover new artists, discover completely new genres of music. And one of the things I love most about music is I've got to the point in my life where I love such a variety of things. Each day, things will either pop into my head that I'd love to listen to, or I know how I'm feeling and I can match my emotions. Oh, for some reason it decided it was going to stop filming. How strange. I was just saying that one of the things I really love about music is I'll know how I'm feeling, like one day to the next, or part of the day to the next. Like whatever emotions I feel or frame of mind I'm in, I know at least the kind of music or the artist, if not the exact song, that I feel is what I yearn to hear, that matches that kind of helps me feel that really more deeply sometimes. And especially if I'm feeling joyful or excited, or I don't always reach to listen to music to accentuate that or to go alongside experiencing the emotion, but sometimes I love to do that and it just feels amazing. And also sometimes it's through listening to something that it really sparks the joy. Or if I'm feeling grief, feeling a sense of grieving over something, a personal loss or a difficult time, sometimes the music can be so soothing, and there can be a certain song and it's just the perfect thing I needed to hear at that moment, and it feels like a hug, and it feels like love, and it feels warm, and it helps me. And it's an amazing gift we have as humans, to have access to music and the talents and skills of people all over the world that we can tap into at our fingertips and hear within almost an instant. And that really, to me, when I think about it like that, there's so much to be thankful for with that. It is a gift. It really feels like a gift. So, for example, I can't not listen to, there's a type of music that I really love and enjoy and get so much fun from and frugal satisfaction, and only just discovered it in the last year. All these years I didn't even know it existed, and it's just one of the most fun styles of music to listen to. I love it. It's called Tokyo City Pop, and there are so many playlists on YouTube. It's just, I personally really love it. So I really recommend it as well, and hope other people, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I hope that other people can get a lot of enjoyment from it as well. And yeah, just so many other kinds of things, like certain computer game music, especially things that are really nostalgic as well. But yeah, I love all kinds of stuff. And there's too many things to list, but it's just, like I say, the fact that it's at our fingertips these days is pretty amazing. It is amazing. And the other great thing is that, well, another one great thing, first of all, is that I think animals enjoy music as well. There is some really sweet videos again on YouTube, and they come up on other social media from time to time, where you see people going to the zoo or out in a field or something, and they're playing their violin or playing the harp or something, or like even a little band that were playing at the zoo, and I think it was a beluga whale, and it's going like this and it's really happy. It's just so adorable. And I've seen this guy, and he plays the piano for is it for cows? No, it's elephants. He plays the piano for elephants. It's so beautiful. And I think Bella really enjoys music. And I know Darren, my greyhound I used to have, he loves music as well. And my mum used to have a dog, and she used to play, there are certain playlists on YouTube designed for our pets. So there's cat music, there's loads of different kinds of dog music, and he used to really love the reggae dog music. It was actually very chilled. It was good. So, and then the last thing I was going to mention about music is also the fact that there's all these things like the binaural beats and the different meditation musics and things out there. Again, there's just so much on YouTube. I struggle with meditation. I really do. But if I use meditation music and or binaural beats, it really helps still my mind. It's a great tool. So if you're ever looking for things to enhance or assist with meditation, then that is definitely something I would highly recommend. It would be really fantastic to hear in the comments your experiences with music, and how you feel that it's a valuable part of your life, and whether you feel that it's something to be thankful for also, and what other things bring you joy in your life. I'd love to hear about it. And thanks a million for watching. See you next time on Frugalful. Take care, best wishes, have a lovely day. Bye.